So the United States military is a very humble career. It offers many benefits and many career opportunities throughout the many branches it offers. But riddle me this: why is it that so many military veterans are committing suicide more than ever before? So, according to a USA Today article written by Greg Zoroya in 2011, the rate of the suicide for military veterans alone was nearly 80 per 100,000. That's a lot, just for military veterans. For me, I came from a military family. Both my mom and dad were Marines, and they retired after 20 years of service. So learning more about the military's physical and emotional effects will help us better understand why suicide is a growing problem for veterans today. First, I'll go over examples of breakdown a veteran may have. Then I'll go over a few demands of the military, both physical and emotional. And then I'll go over the effects of being away from family and friends. So first, some potential breakdowns. First off, what a veteran is anyone who at any point in their life served in a branch of the U.S. military for however long, whether that be 3 to 4 years or even 20 years. The problem with this is people go into the military for reasons that didn't always have to be. People join the military just because they don't think they're going to be able to accomplish college. So people join thinking that, oh, it's going to be easy, but they get in and 3-4 comes up and they don't want to do it anymore. And then after that, they have little to no college experience and it's hard for them to find a job. So that's why you see people in the streets, military veterans holding up signs saying they need help because they can't find work. And even though the military offers benefits such as hospital care, it doesn't help them much when they don't have a career and they can't find a home. So the suicide frequency for veterans is 22 per day, or 1 every 65 minutes, according to Moni Basu, a CNN reporter in 2013. So the benefits that they gain from the military really don't help them if they can't find work. Next, I'll be talking about how the military has changed over the years. In the past, you didn't really have an option whether to choose you wanted to be in the military or not. During times of war, like World War II or Vietnam War, people were drafted into the military, so you didn't always have a choice. So back then, demands were really high. Whether you were trained or untrained, you'd be sent off to battle knowing little to nothing, and you'd be taken away from your family instantly. But back then, people had passion for serving their country. Today, I feel as though that the passion has got lost and people just join the military to make money or just to have a job. So because of this lack of passion, people today think of the military as a job rather than a service. So they tie in all their responsibilities revolving around this job, and then they end up not liking it, and it bites them, and turns up turning on them in the long run. So when they exit the military or retire, it's hard for them to find a job. And I know this because my mom and dad both retired after 20 years, and it's hard for them to find a job. Even right now, they're barely making what they get from retirement money, and they still can't find a job because they don't have a college degree. And in today's economy, a college degree is a must. So today, the military, it's physically demanding as well. So that not only is it with real world situations like financially, it's physically demanding. According to a professional writer known as Jennifer Allison, a 5'9" man has to weigh at least 128 pounds, but can't tip the scales at more than 175 to 188 pounds as of January 2016. Now, that's just a requirement to get into the military. That doesn't include everything they do during boot camp or during their everyday work that they have to put out. Even during boot camp, as you see here, that they have to do like a minimum of who knows how many pull-ups. I know they have to go through like a 2-minute push-up session without stopping, being yelled at by a drill sergeant. So it's really demanding. So not only is there physical demands, but once you join the military, there's no telling where you may go for boot camp and for your work. So family and friends, when you join the military, you go to boot camp. And boot camps usually ranges from 2 to 3 months. And boot camp usually takes place in a distant state, usually Texas or Virginia. And then after that, you come back for like 2 weeks, and then you get sent off to where, who knows where, all over the world. There's bases all over the world, all over the nation. And being apart from your families can be really rough. One of the leading causes for suicide is loneliness and depression. And although you can make strong relationships within the military and those friends around you, it's hard because you're being taken away from your family and your friends that you've grown with and who's always been there for you. And sometimes it can take a toll on you, and it brings you to your lowest point, and you really have no idea what to do. So leaving behind your family and friends can lead to suicidal thoughts, but at the same time it can be an influence for you to keep going. It can encourage you to keep going and know that there's someone there encouraging you to be your best and for you to complete what you started. So now that I told you about the military and its effects on family, let's wrap this up. So yeah, that's it. The military is continuously adapting to be better, and coming from a military family, I know that it may be hard and it may be rough, and it's just hard. So first I went over the stages of breakdown for veterans. Then I went over a few demands of the military, and then lastly I went over the effects of being withdrawn from family and friends. And although you don't, even though the military sounds rough right now, it's still a good career, and although no matter how difficult it gets, it'll always be better, and suicide is never an option. Thanks.